All right, here we are at the campsite at Los Maples State Natural Area. There's my pack. I thought I was recording on the way in here because I had a tripod on my pack looking over my shoulder, but apparently the battery didn't hold. So I have that battery that was in here on the charger plugged into my large CPAP machine battery that I brought with me. I thought about using the solar panel to charge this battery, but this charger doesn't have a USB. Now the camcorder does, but I didn't think about putting the camcorder together with the charging cable just yet because I wanted to set up my campsite a little bit. And so I'm going to put you on the tripod and see about recording camp setup. All right. I don't know what this is going to look like. Let me get back here a ways and get to where you can see most of the campsite so you can see me set up. That's a first for me. Never camped with a camcorder and a tripod before. Oh, there's such a nice cool breeze right now. Okay, let's see how this looks. All right, well, here goes nothing. That'll do. Well, there's not even a cloud hardly in the sky. There's a couple, but for the most part, it looks pretty sunny here. And the forecast is not for any rain, so I might just sleep in the hammock without cover and not even put up the tent. We'll see how that goes. So that's it for now. I do have kind of a little bit of a hunger going on because I didn't eat anything really today except for some macaroni and cheese. So I might set up a cook station and actually cook dinner early tonight. I don't even know what time it is. Let me check my phone. Oh, my phone's over there on my pack. Selfie stick. It's 5 o'clock. And not sure if I want to cook dinner now or just sit and read for a while. Eat some trail mix probably. But I am pretty sure I'm not going to put the tent up. That just seems like too much work for not enough benefit tonight. So we'll see how it goes with without doing that. Not sure how much battery power I've got on this battery. I've got one more battery, and I got the other one charging off the big main battery down there. I'm not worried about not having enough power for my CPAP tonight because usually I get 3 or 4 nights out of that thing, and charging that tiny battery for the camcorder is not going to do much of anything. I'm going to have to learn how to be a better videographer. But this is only 2 or 3 times I've done this, and this is the first time with a camcorder. Maybe someday I'll graduate to one of them fancy cameras the professionals use. But for now, this will have to do. And it's working okay. If you don't mind bouncing around a little bit and getting jostled here and there and camera angles. Let me show you what I've got around here. So back this way there's a little trail. Probably somebody has set up back here in the past, but if not, it might just be a game trail. Yeah, it looks more like just a game trail, people exploring. But it's nice and cool today. The shade. Every now and then there's a nice cool breeze. Head back towards my campsite along this little game trail. Hit my head on this branch a moment ago. Did better that time. Nope. I got that one. So I had thought about putting a hammock down here between these trees, here to here, but there's a slope down the creek down there. I don't feel like waking up in the middle of the night and stumbling out of my hammock to go to the restroom and tumbling down that little 15-foot rocky slope. So let me find a good place to set my stool up. I didn't bring a camp chair. I thought about bringing my camp chair, but it's really heavy. And since I brought the tent, thinking I would need it, I didn't opt for the camp chair. But I do have a stool. And I brought my old Alps closed cell or self-inflating pad, which doesn't self-inflate very well anymore. But we'll try to use this in the hammock tonight. Keep me from freezing, even though it's only going to be about 65 or so. That's cold when you're laying in a hammock because your back is exposed. Yeah, a new sleeping pad is on my to-buy list. Something that's much smaller, much lighter, and easier to inflate. I'll probably fast forward this. This sleep pad's like 20 years old. It is delaminated a little bit here, but it still holds air. Yeah, I know you're supposed to store these not rolled up so that they will self-inflate. This one stopped doing that a long time ago, and so I just leave it rolled up all the time for storage anyway. even just laying here, my back, because it's kind of damp from sweat, is cold, even though it's not unpleasant out here today. Right now, it's probably around 85, 90 degrees. I can check the thermometer in a little bit, but I didn't right now. But because my back is pressed against the fabric of the hammock, I'm actually feeling cold in my back. So this is going to make a difference tonight. This is what I did not have with me when I went to the Gila Wilderness. And I had room in the pack. I really should have brought this. I did have a different self-inflating pad, and I used it, but it's not as thick as this one. Self-inflating. I've been blowing this thing up for over 5 minutes now. You know what? I've been blowing into this for no good. Damn thing is broken. Wonder how long that's been bad. Well, looks like another Mike's misadventure. The Lost Maples misadventure. This is not going to work. It's not going to work on the ground for sure. It might help a little bit in the hammock just because it's foam, but it's not going to be much. But this is now trash, unfortunately. I guess this winter the dogs get themselves a new pad to lay on until they chew it up. All right. So let's talk a bit. That's why the thing wasn't inflating. The valve's no good. And this, you know, I might be able to shoe glue this back in place, but is it worth it? Probably not. And as old as it is, it's not worth asking Alps to replace it. I'm sure they wouldn't. But who knows? I might ask. But for now, plan B. Let's get the foam pad into the hammock. See what happens. So Alps Mountaineering, if you're watching this, I need a new one. Came right out. be fair, the thing is over 20 years old, I think now. At least 17 or so. Well, that might do. At least give me a little bit more cushion and a little bit of insulation. Better than just the hammock by itself. Disappointing though. I do have a neck pillow from Roam and Repeat I got off of the clearance shelf at Walmart a few years ago. It still holds air. That's usually enough for a pillow for the hammock. You don't really need much. And I also have my Climate Cush I picked up. Same place, Walmart, clearance. Wish they still made these. This is actually kind of useful. I use this at school. Believe it or not, when I have to sit in one of them uncomfortable chairs in the cafeteria for professional development days, like yesterday, I inflate this and sit on it rather than just on the hard cushion. So, Climate, I don't know why you don't make these anymore, but this is actually a pretty good piece of kit. It's kind of long, it's kind of narrow, but it's good enough to sit on. And if you fold it up, it becomes a decent pillow. And fully inflated in just over one breath. So, by itself, seat cushion, fold it in half, seat cushion, fold it in thirds, it's a pretty decent pillow. I use a neck gaiter to stuff it into to make my pillow. Keeps it from unrolling, unfolding, and gives me something a little bit softer to put my head on than the plastic of the cush. So now I've got a little pillow. So between the two of those, I should have a decent pillow tonight. Drop the bags. Things like this, you can clip to your hammock so you don't lose them. Alright, I said I was going to get some trail mix, which I brought, and a book. I got a book. That's the book I bought when I was in the Gila. At Gila Hot Springs, there was a trading post, Docks, I think the name of it was. And I bought that book. This stuff is the my 5x8 sill tarp. I've only used it a few times, but I've had it 20-some years. Got some guy lines and things for it. If I had to put up a shelter, this would be what goes over my tarp. At a 5x8, it's a little narrow, but I'm not expecting rain tonight, so I'll just keep it handy in case I need it. Just clip it onto the hammock where it's handy. And this bag is the one that had the hammock stuff in it, so I'm going to add it to my Had the hammock and straps in it. The straps were in this pouch, so I put them all here. Keep them handy. All right. Let's see. Do I want to lay in the hammock, or do I want to pull a stool down and sit down and read? Be in the hammock all night. I think I'm going to sit on the stool, prop up against one of these trees. Probably this one over here. Just right in there. Prop up against that with my stool and enjoy my book until the sun gets a little lower. And then eat my fixed dinner. But for now, that'll do. I brought my solar panel, but only because I need to practice carrying the weight. It's a 40 watt Amazon special. Don't even remember the brand. It's got, hey look, it's charging. Or it's ready to charge something. It's got a USB-C and a USB-A outlet. Small enough to fit on top of the pack. Used it at the Gila. It did charge a little bit, but not the most effective. I could charge my phone up with it really easy. But charging the big battery, it would be an all-day affair just to keep up with it. And I haven't backpacked long enough in a day, in a multi-day trip to need that yet. So we'll see how that goes in a future trip. One of these days when I get around to doing a multi-day, maybe this winter, I can convince the wife to let me go a couple days somewhere. That's the hard part, convincing the wife that I need to be outside. Just for practice, I'm going to go ahead and plug my phone in anyway, just to top off the charge. It was at 89% when we left the car. It's 72% now because it's a Galaxy S10 Plus. And it's getting old. It doesn't keep it charged all that well anymore. Oh, by the way, I forgot to turn off my track. 1.82 miles, but that's some walking around back and forth here. So if you don't know, I use Onyx Backcountry. No, I'm not sponsored yet, Onyx. I know some of the guys out here in YouTube land that do the backpacking stuff are sponsored by Onyx. Maybe one of these days I'll get there. But I downloaded my maps beforehand for this area so that I can know where I'm at without a signal. Because I get GPS signal without a cell signal. So I didn't go too far, just a little under 2 miles today. The idea was to just enjoy getting out, test some equipment, just relax, enjoy the day, get away from everybody for a while. Except for you. You get to come with me. So I'm going to go ahead and plug my phone in here. Find a sunny spot, probably over there by that rock. That's probably gonna be where I do it. Plug my charge my phone just enough to top it off, just so I know it's good for tomorrow. As it is, that rock ain't gonna be in the sun very long. I can hang it. I do have the equipment to hang it. Well, looky there. It's charging. Still charging. That might do just fine. It's not like I'm charging the big battery. Here we go. Charging my phone. Gotta find a shady spot for the phone so it doesn't overheat though. And now I get my book, which is there on my pack, and my stool, which fell to the ground. Set them up over here and read a bit. Actually, I'm going to get into my pack. Nope, that's not the one I want. That's my big water bottle. I want one of the smaller ones. Gonna put some drink mix in. Enjoy a flavored drink. I did bring an electrolyte one also, but I actually prefer the grape flavor over the berry flavor. But to keep some electrolytes, I'm gonna mix them. Needs a little bit more flavor. That'll do. That'll do. El Cheapo folding hunting stool from Academy Sports Game Winner brand. Test my position here. It's not my recliner at home, but it'll do. So this is the book I bought in New Mexico, Lawmen, Outlaws, and SOBs Volume 2. I never saw number 1. This is Gunfighters of the Old Southwest by Bob Alexander. He's evidently a southwestern New Mexico local historian. And I did read part of it in when I was in New Mexico. Haven't read any of it since. I've read one chapter. But I bought it, so I'm going to go ahead and keep reading it. So, I'll talk to you later.